Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a fall makeup look. I already started off with this one eye. I did everything. I did mascara, the eyeshadow, and then I did the eyebrow. And you guys are going to watch me do the other eye. For today's eyeshadow look, I'm going to be using this palette. It's the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I'm only going to use the top corner shades. This isn't the main palette that I'm going to use. The main palette I'm going to use, this is also a Jaclyn Hill by Morphe palette. And these are the shades. This palette is called Ring the Alarm. I thought it would be perfect for a fall look. Okay, so first, before I get into the eyeshadow, I'm going to do my eyebrow right away. I'm going to use the Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit. And I know that I said that I don't really like doing my brows, which I don't, but I'm trying to get better at it for YouTube. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to do this video just because, you know, I know like the holidays, it's kind of weird this year. And I know a lot of us can't even really go out. But I asked you guys on Facebook if you wanted me to do it. And a bunch of you said yes, so I was pretty excited to do it because I've kind of had this look planned out for a while. So after I do that, I like to go in with a brush, like a spoolie brush, and blend it out. Because I really don't like harsh eyebrows. On me anyways. And then I'm going to use this little flat brush to carve it out. So there's the eyebrow. Now I'm going to prime the eyelid with my NARS Tinted Smudge Proof eyeshadow base. This is the color Light. It's really good to use an eyeshadow primer because one, it kind of makes the color pop out a little bit more. And then two, if you have oily eyelids, it really helps with that. Because if I put eyeshadow on and I don't put this on, it'll crease like within like an hour or two. And this really does make a huge difference. So I'm just gonna go over it. Just tap it in. And then it's always good to set it. That helps with the longevity too. So now we're gonna get into the palette. I'm gonna use the top row from this side, the third shade, and then the one right under it too for the crease. That's all I'm going to use in that big palette. The rest of it is going to be in this smaller palette. So I'm going to start off with the crease. You always want to start off with the crease, and you always want to put a matte eyeshadow in the crease. I mean, you could do your eyeshadow however you want, because it's makeup, there's like no rules, but I just go based off of like what makeup artists do, because I watch a lot of YouTube and I watch a lot of makeup artists. So these are the tips that I get from them. And then you always want to start off light, because this is like your transition shade. Now I'm gonna go a little heavier with it. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do for that. Now I'm gonna go in with Rush and Mugshot, the two matte shades, the two orange matte shades. And I'm gonna use this more precise brush. I'm gonna start off with Rush first. It's the more orangey shade to really deepen up the crease. Mugshot to make it even more darker. And I just want to say too, I definitely don't think that I'm like the best at makeup, so I don't want anybody to get that impression. I just think that I am like knowledgeable, like I know a lot about makeup and I know a lot about the brands and like what's hot and what's not. That's why I really wanted to do this, because I do think that I know quite a bit. I mean, I don't know everything, but I spend a lot of time watching makeup on YouTube, like makeup videos. Okay, so now we got the crease pretty much done. On the bottom, this like maroon shade, it's called Siren. It has a little bit of glitter in it, but it's more of a matte shade. I'm gonna go in with this. It's even more precise, it's pretty small. I like to use this brush for the outer corner and then the under eye. So I'm just gonna start with the outer corner. I'm just packing it on, and then with whatever's left over, I'm going to go in the crease and just drag it on the outer corner and get a little bit more. I think this is like the perfect look for fall, and to be honest, I have not seen anybody do a look exactly like this. I'm going to use the shimmer shades on the lid. These two top ones, it's like a gold and like a copper. On Camera and Boom. I'm going to use those in my lid. I'm going to use the gold one on the inner corner and then the copper one more in the middle. I like to use this brush for that. It's more of like a brush to pack on. So I'm going to start off with the more golden shade in the inner corner. This is always my favorite part whenever I do the shimmer shades. Now I'm going to go in with the copper shade and I'm going to put it in the middle and connect all three eyeshadows. If you want your shimmer eyeshadow to be more intense, all you have to do is put the eyeshadow on your brush and then spray it with whatever setting spray you have, and then put it on the lid, and that really helps. Okay, so I sprayed it on, and now I'm just gonna put that gold. You just really want to make sure that you blend them all together so that you can't really see like where it starts or where it stops with the other color. And then after you're done with the shimmers, you want to go back in with Siren, that maroon color, and just put it on the outer corner. Now I'm going to go in with the first brush I used, that orange color, and then just kind of blend the top part. So that way there's no harsh lines where you put the shimmer. That's one thing that I just really cannot stand, is I do not like harsh lines on my eyeshadow. And I know it takes a lot longer to blend, but I just really like the way it looks whenever you can't see no harsh lines. Framed and Secret. It's like a maroon and a brown. This is like an eyeliner brush. I'm gonna dip it in both of them, and I'm gonna put it on the top line. It's something that you can barely see, but I do think it adds something to the eye look. Now I'm going to put a little bit of highlighter, that top shade in the first palette, and just highlight the brow bone. And make sure that this is all blended. Now I'm going to get a Q-tip, and I want it to have more of like a sharp, clean edge. So I think that's it for the eyeshadow. I still will have to do the bottom lash line, but I can't do that until after I do the concealer. This is my mascara, the one I always use, the Bad Gal Bane by Benefit. Benefit Cosmetics is definitely one of my favorite brands. It's probably the brand that I use the most. So I can't believe a lot of you guys on Facebook already have your Christmas tree up. I'm like so behind. I might do it tonight. Today it's Sunday. I was thinking maybe I can get some drinks, watch the American Music Awards, and put the tree up. I'm super excited to put the tree up this year because me and Bo, last year after Christmas we went to Hobby Lobby and they had like all kinds of Christmas stuff on sale. And we bought some like bougie ornaments, and it's all like, the color is gonna be brown, tan, and red, and it's gonna look really nice. So I think this will be the best tree that we have had so far since we've been with each other. We were all excited. And I remember right after we bought them, I was all excited, and I was like, we only have 11 more months to decorate the tree. And then it came so freaking fast. This is good for pores, and then this is good for if you have like drier skin. I have combo skin. I like to put this one on my pores, the Pore Professional, right here on the nose. And I definitely recommend, I think that's a huge tip for putting on foundation, is to use a primer because it really does help. So I'm going to put the Luminizer primer on my chin because my chin is always so dry. And there's a primer out there for every skin type. I have like very acne prone skin, whether I wear makeup or not. My skin is one of my many insecurities because like it's so acne prone. But I don't know, and my skin is the reason, one of the reasons, I have many insecurities, but one of the reasons why I didn't want to do YouTube, but I don't know, I'm just kind of tired of letting my insecurities stop me from doing what I really want to do. And I kind of just snapped one day and was like, you know what, I just don't care. I don't want to regret not doing something just because I have insecurity. Okay, so this is the best foundation from the drugstore. I've tried a few and there's no better foundation. And everyone on YouTube will pretty much say that this is the best one. It's the L'Oreal Infallible up to 24-hour fresh wear. This is what it looks like. The best drugstore foundation. I'm in the color 425 Linen. It's good for people that have dry skin, for people that have oily skin. It just doesn't look as cakey as a lot of foundations that I've used. I really don't like to use cakey foundations. Or like foundations that are just thick. I like to use more of like a liquidy foundation, or more in the middle, I guess. I think as far as a tip for application, you really would want to use a sponge. I mainly use a sponge, but the only reason I use a brush is because it's easier for me to apply at first. This sponge is a Real Technique sponge. It's only like $6. So if you don't want to spend that much on a sponge, the Beauty Blender is $20, and to me that's freaking expensive for a sponge. So that one is good, and then this one is the next best thing. Not all sponges are good. If you buy a sponge and it's like too hard, it's not gonna benefit your foundation application. And whenever you wet this, you always want to squeeze all the water out and make sure it's just damp. Make sure it's not like too wet because it will mess up the application. And if it's too dry, it won't work as good. I know a lot of people don't know about, but whenever you're looking for a foundation, there's like 3 different types of undertones that we all have. There's a cool undertone, which is whenever your skin is more of a pink. Then there's neutral, whenever it's no color that it pulls towards. Or a neutral is also best if it is like a little pink or it is yellow. And then there's warm, and that is whenever your skin pulls more yellow, and that's what I am. I'm warm. So every foundation that I get, I have to make sure that the undertone is a warm undertone. I'm usually always light warm, but yeah, that's something to learn. I know not everybody knows that. And that's kind of how you pick your foundation color. Before I set it, I'm going to put concealer on. This is the Boing by Benefit Cosmetics Cakeless Concealer. It's really cute. Look, it looks like a little pencil. I'm in the shade number 2. That's all it says. On the forehead, just a tiny bit. Down the nose. And then on the chin, just blend it out with the sponge. Lightly. You always want to be careful with the nose because you don't... The nose is very easy to mess up the foundation application. Sometimes it just starts looking weird if you do something wrong. This is my favorite brush for applying concealer. And I got it in a BoxyCharm. And it even broke on me and everything, but I haven't found one that I like better, so I had to glue it back. And I always like to blend everything out with the sponge. I just think whenever you use the sponge, it like melts it all into the skin. I'm just gonna set it. This is the powder I use. I got it from BoxyCharm, the Ciate powder. I'm going to set my whole face. Basically just want to set the parts of your face that get oily first. Now that I have the concealer on and I have it all set, I can go back to my eyes and I could do the under eye. For my under eye, I always like to use the shades that I use in the crease and then on the outer part. I'm going to use a little bit of Mug Shot. Whenever you put eyeshadow on the under eye like this, I think it looks better. And I'm going to use the maroon shade and just put it on the outer part like I did on the top. Okay, now I can see that I'm completely done with the eyes. I'm going to use this bronzing shade by Pretty Vulgar. It's called Bronzed Bee. This is the type of brush I'm going to use. Put a little bit on the head. And then you always want to do underneath the chin for that double chin. I'm going to use this blush. It's by Note. It's called Desert Rose. It's this orange shade. This is the type of brush I like to use. It's more of like a stippling brush. And just bring it all the way back. Go all the way back. Next I'm going to do highlight. This is by Becca Cosmetics. This is the shade Prosecco Pop. I thought this would be perfect for this look because it's more of a gold. This is the highlighting brush. It's not so dense, it's more like fluffy. Just gonna apply it right there. I don't like to go too far up here. I like to just start from right here and go back. Especially if you have texture like me. Not every highlight is gonna look good on your skin. If you have no texture though, I mean pretty much every highlight's gonna look good on you. And then also put some above the lip. So for the lip, I'm gonna use this lip liner. It's just a mauve pink. This is the only lip liner I have, so I'm just gonna use this. As long as it's not too dark, I don't really think it matters. I like to overline my lips a little bit, not too much. Just like to give them that definition. It kind of changes the shape of the lip as well. This is definitely a good trick that makes them look bigger than what they actually are. Now I'm just going to color the whole lip in. Not the whole lip, but so that way it's not like a harsh line, because I don't, you know me, I don't like harsh lines. It's Spice, Jaune Bleu. So now I'm going to use this lipstick from ColourPop. It's called Third Eye. This will change the color of the lip. This is going to lighten them up quite a bit. This is from ColourPop too. It's an ultra glossy lip by Kathleen Lights. And this is the shade Moonchild. Kathleen Lights is my favorite YouTuber. You guys should check her out. I think she's my favorite because she reminds me of my best friend from high school. She's so funny. And she's my age. I think that's pretty much it. The last step, and this is another foundation like tip, always get a setting spray. I got this in BoxyCharm as well. It's this one. I love it. It's not so much to like set the makeup for a long time, but when you use it at the end of your makeup routine, it really helps melt the foundation and that powder in even more. And then I get the sponge and I just kind of tap in that moisture. It really does make the foundation and everything else just look so much better. I feel like I'm kind of getting better at this whole thing. At first, whenever I first start filming it, I get like kind of nervous at the beginning, but I don't know, it quickly went away this time. So I think this is a perfect look for Thanksgiving. This is probably what I'll wear on Thanksgiving. So thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed watching me do this fall/Thanksgiving makeup look. I hope you all have a fabulous Thanksgiving. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you. Bye.